You know what's weird? When smart people, I mean, like, and you could tell they're probably smart. I mean, that period. Act stupid. I mean, they're sitting there and they can hear my doctor talking, right? They can hear my doctor talking, and they hear him mention, the Ibrance and the tamoxifen, and they act like as if he, you know, put me on it because I said, put me on it. Like they didn't biopsy it and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, nobody with half a brain is gonna be like, oh, they see some activity there. It says, possible or rule out or not to be ruled out. You know what I'm saying? Like rule it out. Like they're not sure because they see something, right? As if I wouldn't be like, oh, well, you're gonna have to, like, what next? We biopsy it, right? Make sure maybe it's just, something, whatever, right? Of course I would be. So people like e-beggars and stuff, Izzy, and everyone, they're all running around like she read it wrong. She thinks that, and Izzy goes, what he said was, it's gone for now. Wow, who does that? And then Tiffany makes a whole live stream acting like they're not the fucking mentally ill bullies. And once again, saying SG doesn't take accountability for what you shut your fucking mouth, you whack job. Now, what I'm saying is, two people had talked about, and probably more than two people had talked about the RSO oil, I mean, I'm just saying, like, Piston Excellence had stage 3 breast cancer, and swears by that. I mean, like, Ollie knows herself that her she said that her family all pitched in for when her niece or something had cancer, and I was like, well, I can't, it's too expensive. I didn't know what it was at all. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wish I had done more research on it, the first time around. Because if you look at both, in juxtaposition, like in comparing, I mean, I was looking at the Time magazine, like some edition. It was like for $15 for $15 for Time magazine. But they were talking about, the breakthroughs for. I don't even need to keep my cheaters on because there's nothing to read anyway. But but that's okay because I look at what's typed in their rooms and it's like, ugh, that. And Amy, I never saw no BS make fun of your looks. I mean, like, come on now. So I'm saying, in retrospect, I'm glad and grateful that Piston Excellence told me about the RSO oil and other people had. I mean, I'm not saying, but what I'm saying is I see that there's like loads of people, well, because they've always been evil anyway, these particular ones, talking smack. But the bottom line is they sound really, or I mean, for Izzy, first, Tiff, I don't know why you're like yelling and screaming on your live stream. Bitch, no, that's not what occurred, okay? I didn't harass that person, and I definitely wouldn't harass little kids. So you need to stop and shut your trap, bitch, over there. You need to stop. You're just doing what you always do. You're just, I guess maybe you really are a mean person. I don't know. But whatever. You can play, pretend nice, that's for sure. So that's right, you know, like, okay, so left breast cancer, breast carcinoma, biopsy demonstrated invasive ductal carcinoma. That was like September, that early September, end of August. This is like, so that shows right there. It says biopsy, biopsy, biopsy demonstrated invasive ductal carcinoma. Okay. Then when I did an MRI, they said something about like they weren't sure what it was. And the lady said to me, "Were you crying?" It wasn't because the MRI hurt or anything like that, but it had to be face down. It was one uh, where it's okay. So the somewhere on it on the MRI one said they didn't know exactly what it was. I was crying because there was music playing and the song made me think of something. So it just, I started crying and because my face was in the thing and I couldn't, my nose started to run and stuff. That's something about some kind of activity. Let's see. If they wanted to get the PET scan after MRI. I didn't have all of them. I don't have all of them, and I don't mind reading them all to you guys either. And I figured out my camera didn't look that bad when I was facing it out, but I can't tell what it's filming or anything, you know. But somewhere on one of these. why they wanted to somewhere where I don't have all of them. Okay. But I'll get them because I don't mind. Oh, right there, yeah. Delayed oblique spot imaging. A new something increased activity is seen. But so it was just, so then they did the PET scan and then they did the biopsy, with the needle. They put it in. There's a, I don't know why these people think it's fun to like keep running around going, it was an infected sweat gland. What's it, E-bags going, blah, blah, blah. I think she misunderstood. I misunderstood. Just taking the advice of my doctor. What do we want? What's wrong with you, buddy? You just want to go around and write stuff and act like a fucking fool? And you go, I don't know why people have to act like this. You can't just move on. Why were you partaking and talking about me again? Another doubting cancer. I mean, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't care if you believe me. I mean, I can only friggin' do so. Yeah, I have so much of shit. I'm not gonna have a bunch of fucking weirdos that have made this their life. Um, Tiffany was like yelling in her live stream, telling people they had to ice me out. Ice me out? You listening to yourself, you fucking bitch? Who the fuck are you threatening like that? Yeah, right there with activity fakeness and projecting, and then that's why they went on and got. That's okay. So that's another thing too. They're like, oh, and 2 weeks later, it was just weeks ago. Listen, you believe what you want, but what I'm saying is, I'm not giving anyone medical advice. I'm not giving anybody medical advice. I'm saying that you gotta pick what's right for you in your treatment of something, and and believe in it. You do, you do. You got to believe in it. Before, I'm like, okay, so the cancer the first time around, like I said, I came from that school of thought of where you can easily do breast checks, when you're laying down and go to sleep. I mean, they taught us all that. I remember thinking when I started to get boobs that there was something going on. I had cancer or something because I was scared. You know, little, not little, but you know what I'm saying. You guys know what I mean. Well, women do, like, know what I mean. Okay, that it's kind of alarming. Like, whoa, and and when they've taught you in health class to what I mean, I'm just saying. So it was it would have been too big to operate. Now I suppose it would have it definitely was too big to operate, but it really after I mean it started to go down with the first whatever, like they blend different, which is kind of strange, isn't it? Like, and I'll tell you what I did forget. I did forget to even mention the RSO oil to. I did talk about it with the medical assistant, but not to him. And I'm definitely going to, because I'm gonna bring it to. I'm gonna go to my surgeon. I'm gonna make an appointment with my surgeon, and have him. I want him to, if if Tantra ever wants to, she can get out on the panel and. To, I mean, she talked to my doctor with me, so after the last time, after that last biopsy, you know, 6 months ago. So what I'm telling people is that I'm not giving anybody medical advice. By no means. By no means am I giving anyone medical advice. Absolutely not. But it's really amazing is the people that you ask. Like if Ollie would be, like normal, she would say, yes, we did put my niece on. But instead she was like, I asked my niece, do they feed you at chemo? And she was like, no. I mean, that's not what happened. Yes, they feed you at chemo. At least they did for me. They had awesome egg salad sandwiches. So I'd film it and stuff. I mean, like, come on. And uh, so so what I'm saying is that definitely if you do have any like particular, I'm saying because it's not about the RSO oil itself. The reason why they called it that is that he doesn't, I wonder how he feels about that because they did name it after its maker, I guess, right? But he doesn't sell it. Hey, random. Oh, I didn't know that. To me, I don't know. But he doesn't sell it. So I think that's real commendable. But I think it's incredible that they had to call it Rick Simpson oil because they can't figure it out themselves about the endocannabinoid system, which is another part of, our body recently, like only within the last couple of years, discovered. They never knew that the human body has cannabinoid receptors. They need it. This is what I read, in my opinion, allegedly. Allegedly. And the point, I think, of it as in the form of the RSO oil is that it's so potent and thick, too, that it will make it there to where it has to go. I think it's sublingual. Lingual? Under the tongue is sublingual, right? You can't really put it right under your tongue because um, it gets on your teeth and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's really thick. It barely comes out of it. You really got to push. I mean, like, it's black. It's like tar. It's like tar. But it's allegedly, in my opinion, I'm saying Piston Excellence gave me some really life-saving advice. That's for sure. I know she don't like me, but I'm just saying she gave me some really life-saving advice. I mean, I'm really gonna like say that the main person who got my interest peaked with that was her. Because, I mean, I don't know what's going on. I feel, that she's remained healthy. I don't know. I don't know her like that. So But I mean, she's really a supporter of the RSO oil, and I'm not gonna lie, I am too. I am too. So they can say all they want that, you know, this, that, and the other thing, and I know he said for now. I thought in my head, don't say that, but that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, they don't have to believe that, but it's sad that instead of letting other people who have, cancer, instead of letting them hear my testimony and believe it, they're trying to throw shade at it. And I think that's shitty. That's them. So Izzy, when you're running around going, yeah, you'd think she'd want to be helping other people and telling all her stories. Izzy, I tell my story. You know I do. You know I do. It's you guys that are making, so if anybody out there who wants some kind of possible possible solution, maybe I'm saying in my case, it's clear, it's very clear by now that I really hope that people with you know if you know somebody who's going through something, like what you maybe your mom or somebody just got diagnosed. It doesn't have to be the same time either. I mean, you would kind of think that that certain person, that they're like Karen. Well, let's talk about Karen. Karen F. I don't know if she's listening or not. I haven't seen her around in a bit. Um, I'm saying like it's a possibility, Karen. I don't know where you live if it's legal. But if you're listening and you were going through I did see you say that you could use a miracle. So I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I think it's sad that people, because Tiffany was like, SG needs to be iced out and have no friends. Like, come on, man. That's fucking sad. But it's just you guys. Like, think of all the people that could have shared in on this and people that possibly would get a miracle too, maybe. And you guys, you messed it up for him. You messed up probably maybe one miracle like that. I don't know what to tell you guys. I just don't know what to say. I think it's just fucking sad that 19 people would sit here and I don't know, whatever. Well, maybe you guys can go watch Sunday.